One of my favorite jokes to tell in any workshop I've ever been in, when they go around the room and everybody's supposed to say their name and how they got into voice acting, I say this. Well, I got into this industry pretty much like everybody else. I was a military intelligence officer for the United States Air Force, then I worked at a few three-letter government agencies in counterterrorism, and then suddenly one day I became a voice actor. Your typical career path, right? Hey everybody, my name is Joe Zieja. I'm a voice actor here in Los Angeles. I've been full-time at this job for about 13 years, and I've done over 8,000 gigs. A Hollywood Nepo baby, I am not. Now, at learnvoiceacting.com, it's my mission to empower the next generation of voice actors, many of whom have no acting experience or training, like I did. And I'll tell you one secret that I really think helped me out. Okay, let's rewind it first though. What does this origin story of mine actually look like? How did I go from something that had absolutely nothing to do with creativity to a full-time voice actor in about a year? Here's what I didn't do. I didn't jump right into coaching. I didn't jump right into workshops. I didn't move to Los Angeles. As a matter of fact, I was in Virginia, which can hardly be considered to be the creative hub of America. And I didn't go out and get $5,000 professional demos made, not for like 2 years. Here's what I did do. I grabbed a microphone that was worth about $67 that I'd won in a music composition contest about a year and a half earlier. This same microphone, by the way, is one that a student of mine booked a $5,000 job on just a little while ago. I jumped onto a casting website that was recommended to me by a friend in a random conversation, and I started. That was it. There was no permission asked. There was no laundry list of things I had to complete before I was allowed to get behind the microphone. There was nobody telling me how it had always been done. I didn't know, and frankly, I didn't care. It was something I was trying on a whim one Saturday when I was still in the reserves for the United States Air Force. And honestly, I think that was really liberating for me, because had I listened to the conventional wisdom at the time, I never would have had the confidence to get behind the microphone and start auditioning. This is what happens when you try to force a traditional Hollywood model into an industry that barely exists there anymore in isolation. I went full-time while I was still in Virginia. The only reason I ever moved to Los Angeles was to find a very particular subset of work. So here's something I learned as a military officer. My job was to achieve an objective. I had clearly delineated expectations, a clearly delineated skill set, and I knew that if I didn't meet those expectations, the objective wouldn't get completed. Being able to apply military discipline to an artistic endeavor was absolutely invaluable, and I credit it for a lot of my early success. I could approach something with what we used to call a fuzzy objective and turn it into a series of actionable steps. I could look at the battlefield that was my career and war game where the pieces need to be. If I knew I had to get 10 auditions done, I got them done. I showed up on time to absolutely everything. And I was genuinely aghast when directors and casting folks were like surprised that I was punctual. I came into a world of artists and didn't behave like an artist. Now, on the flip side, another thing I learned during this transition was that I needed to relearn how to play. One of the disadvantages of military experience is that you're used to the stakes being extremely high. Your decisions literally affect life and death. So while there's room to be creative and think outside the box, we have doctrine for a reason. This led me to play a lot of my reads and a lot of my acting very safe for a very long time. And it took some self-discovery, some self-confidence, a little bit of therapy, and the community I had immersed myself in after establishing myself as a voice actor. As much as I talk about Los Angeles as a place you really don't have to be a voice actor, it is certainly a creative hub where I was able to find people who were on the complete opposite end of the spectrum from me. Military guy, artist. They were very creative, very free, very, woo-woo. Whereas I was disciplined, objective-focused, and analytical. And that taught me you can't do this alone. Just like in the military, I needed a whole group of people around me to achieve an objective. As a voice actor, I needed a group of people around me to help me look at new ways to solve the problem, the casting director's casting problem. Voice actors in general are extremely isolated. We live in a 5x5 room most of the time and very rarely interact with other people. So I became starved for that kind of collaborative environment I was used to in the Air Force and government service. Very different outcome, but I needed it just the same. And I'm glad I found my people. I encourage you to find your people too, even if that's not in Los Angeles, and it doesn't have to be. If this story doesn't prove to you that you can become a voice actor no matter what you're doing right now, I don't know what can. Yes, the military helped me out. Yes, I had savings from a successful prior career. You can too. Yes, life and death stakes of being a military officer helped me put things in perspective and approach the microphone with confidence. But no one can say that military to actor is a very common path. So no matter who you are, a veterinarian, an IT professional, a graphic designer, whatever, there's a path here for you. All you have to do is make the conscious choice to walk it. And remember that you are the best and most passionate advocate for your career. No one can tell you exactly how to build it. No one can tell you what the rules are. Here's a hint: there are no rules. This is a wishy-washy, creative discipline full of success and failure and joy and tears and rejection. I won't tell you I haven't had some hard days. I absolutely have. And I'm sure there are more days that are hard in front of me, but I can't imagine myself doing anything else. If this was empowering to you, then I've done my job here. We have lots of free resources at learnvoiceacting.com, and we also have our flagship course, our VO 101 course, the Voice Acting Academy. This is me putting my entire career, one that never asked for permission, into 30 hours of content that costs less than 1 hour of coaching. And for hanging out on my YouTube channel, you can use the coupon code YouTube to get an extra 10% off using the link below. I hope this is encouraging, and I hope it helps you step behind the microphone with the confidence you're due as a creative telling stories in this world. What did you do before voice acting? Drop it in the comments. I have a feeling there are some pretty interesting career paths represented down there. You guys are amazing. You inspire me, okay? Thank you for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one.